Hello. So I know in the last video I said that in this video we're gonna connect to the database, but um, when I was making this, I thought that it would be better to first get an understanding of why we want a database in the first place. So so in this tutorial series we're gonna have only two models for start. And initially it's gonna be even simpler, and we're gonna have just posts. So these are like, you can think of them as posts on a social media websites. So a post is gonna have ID, title, and description. Just that, nothing too complicated. And these are pretty much all the endpoints we will need at the start. So get all, this will return us all the data for the posts. The next is gonna be get post by ID. So this will return us a single post. Next is the post endpoint. This will create a new post. The put endpoint will be used to replace one post with another. The patch will be to change some individual values for one data entry. So for example, if I want to just update the title, then patch will do that, and delete will just delete that data entry. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, now I'm back at the code, and let's just create all the endpoints that we will need. So let's keep the hello message here, and let's change it to hello world. Let's start making some endpoints. Slash post, and this is our basic like endpoint setup. So we have request. This is the incoming request from the for example front end or an application, and this is the response. This is the response that we want to send back to the application. And next, this is just express middleware thing. So we're not gonna worry about that for now. Okay, so we're gonna do here return all posts from database. Let's create the next endpoint. Slash post slash ID to return specific post from database, and I use a colon and ID here. This is a special syntax in Express. So this will like give us an ID variable in the request. So whenever, for example, we have two posts here with an ID like 1 and 2. So if I want to get post 2, for example, then I'm gonna send a request to slash post slash 2, and this will hit this endpoint instead of this one. So, and we can access that 2 value inside request dot params dot id, like here. So this is a very useful thing. Okay, so next is app dot post. Okay, it auto completed it perfectly for me. Okay, so we're gonna to do create a new post here. Next up, let me just check again. Next we have put patch delete. Okay, so next we're gonna put slash post slash ID, and after that I will patch and after that app dot delete. Okay, so now that I have that set up, let's just add the uh, comments here. Replace a specific post to do update uh, value in a specific post, and this is gonna be delete a specific post. Okay, nice. So let's just, for starters, return a response here. Res dot send um, get post here, and I'm gonna copy this. And by the way, to copy a specific line and just move it, you can press Alt Shift and use the arrow keys to copy it. And if you keep holding Alt, you can like move this copied line anywhere. You can also press R to move any line anywhere. Okay, so this is gonna be get a specific post by ID. Okay, so let's also like return the ID which we get here. Okay, so this is create a new post here, and this will be update a specific post. Let's also return the ID that we are getting here, request.params.id. All right. So this will be better to like put a specific bit, and this is will be patch delete a specific post here. Okay, nice. So next up, let's take a look at how we can test this application. So if I run this npm run dev, so the server has started. If I create a new tab here and I open localhost 3000 here, as you can see, it's returning our standard response, which is hello world here. So if I go to slash posts, actually let's rename this to posts. Okay, so this is posts now. Okay, get post here. Let's rename this to all posts here. Okay, so as you can see, we're getting the response for the get request. How do we test the like post, put, and all the other requests that we have here? So in order to do that, we will need some external application which is specifically made for this purpose. So there are three options here. There is Postman. This is a Windows application which does exactly this stuff, testing the application. Another is Eclipse API tester. Okay, it's not Eclipse, it's actually Insomnia. Yeah, it's Insomnia. And the third option is actually in the in your code editor, REST API test. I think it's one of these. I haven't used the this IDE one, but I know about it. So I'm gonna choose Insomnia for this because uh, post Postman, I think that Postman is a little performance heavy, so I don't really use that. So I prefer to use Insomnia for this. It's completely free for testing purposes. Okay, after signing in, I have downloaded it. While it is downloading, guys, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video. It really helps the channel out by pushing these videos up on the algorithm. Okay, when your downloading is finished, just install the application. Okay, so after installing the application, just when you have like set up initially, and it might ask you to create a personal workspace. I already had it created, so it didn't ask me. So when you are on this page, just click on a new collection and you can name it whatever you want. Backend tutorial. I'm just gonna name it that. And after that, let's create a new HTTP request. And up here in the URL, as you can see, it will have all the requests here for post, put, patch, delete, and we're just gonna give it the URL of our API which is currently running. So it's gonna be localhost 3000. Okay, so if I send the request to this endpoint now, as you can see, it returned the hello world to us. Now if I send it to posts, it returned us the get posts here request. So now let's send a post request. So it also worked. Create a new post here. Now let's send a put request, which will require which will be not on this endpoint. As you can see, it's wrong here because we need to enter an ID here. The ID, for example, here, let's just put 1 here. Now if I send this request, you can see put a specific post 1. The same will go for all of these. As you can see, they're all working. All right, so now we have our server with our endpoints ready, and we also have our testing application ready, which we will use to test our API throughout this tutorial series.